Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mickey.
And I'm Erin Lanahan. It was a fiery debate for candidates in the 23rd Congressional District. Republican Representative Tom Reed and Democratic challenger Dr. Tracy Mitrano faced off in front of the Cattaraugus County community just last night. Jocelyn Person was there and shows us those heated moments only 4 days before Election Day.
I am grateful for the opportunity to introduce myself and unvarnished by campaign advertisements. Win your support for November 6th.
Subtle yet direct.
You're right, I'm not running against Andrew Cuomo, but I'm running against the extreme ideas that Andrew Cuomo represents and that you have embraced.
Tensions peaked in Thursday's debate between Republican incumbent Tom Reed and his Democratic challenger, Dr. Tracy Mitrano, in the race for New York's 23rd District. Tempers flared after Mitrano personally attacked Reed, questioning why he couldn't attend a crucial House vote on the day of his son's graduation.
I did my research after the debate on Tuesday. The vote was at noon. The graduation was at 7. You spent the day with one of your supporters in Extreme Ithaca.
And Mitrano went on to attack Reed's wife and her medical debt collection firm.
Attacking my wife and her business because she's an independent woman who wants to pursue her own career is sexist and just a cheap, offensive political attack.
Reed stood his ground, saying President Trump's tax cut bill passed in December is working and local companies are collecting the benefits.
I was just at Matza Construction right here in Olean last week, and they were telling me about how they're investing in their business and they're hiring new people and they're growing wages and giving that back to the people that work for them that are part of their family.
Mitrano fired back at Reed, saying he doesn't put the region in a position to succeed.
If you want to really help this district, you plan for the 21st century. You bring in health care that people need to be healthy. You show up for the opioid bill so people can get treatment. You get education that is geared both for vocational trade and certification, as well as for 4-year degrees without crippling debt. This is how you've neglected this district. You don't care about manufacturing. You don't care about jobs.
Voters will have the final say on Tuesday. Jocelyn Person, SBU TV.
The vote for the 2018 midterm election will be on Tuesday.
Election Day is next Tuesday. Isaiah Blakely tells you where you can cast your ballot.
Election Day is just 4 days away. Here are the 6 voting locations in Olean, including Mount Zion Christian Assembly Church, Jamestown Community College, and the John J. Ashe Community Center. New York voters will be deciding who will win governor. Democratic incumbent Andrew Cuomo is up against Republican Marcus Molinaro. New York hasn't had a Republican governor since 2002, and the Cook Political Report projects that trend to continue. There are important battles in the House of Representatives. Democrats are looking to take a 23-seat majority in the House, and a race that is tightening up is here in the 23rd District. Democratic challenger Tracy Mitrano is gaining ground on Republican incumbent Tom Reed. The Olean Times-Herald reported that Mitrano outraised Reed by $225,000 in the third quarter. Voting on November 6th is from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Reed is still the projected winner, but the Cook Political Report says this race could be close next week.
The Pittsburgh synagogue shooting suspect pleaded not guilty to federal charges Thursday. It was the second court appearance for 46-year-old Robert Bowers this week after a federal grand jury indicted him on 44 federal charges. He's accused of killing 11 people at the Tree of Life Synagogue on Saturday. During Thursday's arraignment, he responded yes, that he understood the penalties of the charges. Bowers' public defender entered a plea of not guilty and requested a jury trial. Of the 44 charges Bauer faces, 32 counts are punishable by death.
Local community members are grieving over the tragic event that took place in Pittsburgh this past week. I spoke with the co-president of the local synagogue and others to learn how they're overcoming this.
Place within the structure.
11 left dead after a gunman opened fires at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh Saturday. Locally, people gather and reflect in solidarity with the Jewish community.
There are an increasing number of hate crimes in the United States, indeed even around the world. And when people have no hope, they look for scapegoats. So Muslims, Latinos, and Jews are again becoming scapegoats.
At St. Bonaventure University, the community was invited to an interfaith prayer and a call to action.
Unfortunately, it appears common in the society we live in today. There's a lot of confusion and hatred, and it's hard to know the source of this hatred, but I think unity is the best remedy for it.
At SBU, students and faculty read the names of victims and spoke of unity.
Members from several religious organizations gathered at the St. Bonaventure Vigil, and many more are expected to do the same here at Temple B'nai Israel in Olean. Dr. David Schulman shared with me his concerns of anti-Semitism and mass shootings.
I think you have to be worried about something like that everywhere. We've already had someone ask our police department here to kind of go by a little bit more often, maybe, just make sure things are okay here, too.
Dr. Schulman tells me going forward, we need more awareness in our community and globally.
Do what we can as a community and as a civilization to make more people aware of what's going on and what shouldn't be going on.
Sean Mickey, SBU TV. A service in memory of the victims will be held at Temple B'nai Israel in Olean tonight at 7:30.
Trump said Thursday his administration is finalizing an executive action that would limit asylum seekers as thousands of Central American migrants continue their journey to the U.S. border.
The maximum that we can consider that, because they're throwing rocks viciously and violently. You saw that 3 days ago, really hurting the military. We're not going to put up with that. They want to throw rocks at our military fights back. We're going to consider it, and I told them, consider it a rifle. When they throw rocks like they did at the Mexico military and police, I say, consider it a rifle.
Trump made immigration a central issue of his 2016 presidential campaign. A CNN poll shows immigration still resonates as a top issue with voters, with only weeks to go before midterms.
Do you know the difference between All Souls and All Saints Day? Love Nicholson describes the differences between the two.
In heaven you're a saint, right? So the church has this day to celebrate all people who have gone to heaven that we haven't yet called.
I am currently in the university's chapel where less than 24 hours ago, families, students, all came together in order to celebrate All Saints Day. I met with the director of the San Damiano Center as well as a father to see what exactly is All Saints and All Souls Day.
So the church has this day to celebrate all people who have gone to heaven that we haven't yet called to holiness as recognized as saints.
One of my favorite lines from Dorothy Day is that she said that she didn't want to be called a saint because people dismiss saints too easily. We think of them as not like ourselves, but the truth is that the lives that the saints led are the lives that are possible for us, and they're showing us what's possible in our own life.
Did you also know that there are statues of saints all around campus? All Souls is the day that we remember everyone who has died.
The alumni department has gathered the names of all who this community knows who have died because they're included in our prayers for the entire month of November.
Maybe not everyone has made it to heaven, but they are on the way. So when we celebrate All Souls Day, we're celebrating the fact that conversion is a process. It's not something that just happens, but that we are on our way.
Love Nicholson, SBU TV.
All Saints Day was celebrated yesterday, and All Souls Day is today.
We've been following up on the story of 3 armed men that robbed 2 St. Bonaventure students. Madeline Edwards went to the university and the sheriff's department to find more answers. We requested a Freedom of Information Act to gain the police report, 911 call, and surveillance footage from the incident. We were denied. When we reached out to the university for a follow-up interview, we were told that due to the incident still being an open investigation, all questions were to be directed to the county sheriff. We spoke to Captain Robert Yell from the Cattaraugus County Sheriff's Department. He said they still have not found any of the armed men and are continuing to investigate the case. We talked to a parent about her concerns. They said, I don't think it should impact everyone, but it would probably be a good idea to have the school look at its safety policies. We will continue to be vigilant while we wait for the rest of the answers from that night at the Garden Apartments.
The EDGE program was implemented at St. Bonaventure in 2015 to provide students with the tools that most classes do not teach. Tom Doyle tells us more.
It's Tuesday, October 30th at St. Bonaventure University, and students are sitting in on a seminar hosted by the EDGE. The seminar dives into what students need to know about LinkedIn and how to better connect themselves to their interests. Maria Torre is one of the directors of the EDGE program, and she came on board in August of 2015, which is when the EDGE was inaugurated.
The program, we had 75 students complete it. At this point, for this year, we had about 160 students sign up.
Here at St. Bonaventure, you're seeing students thrive in the EDGE program and are more confident with their professionalism after each seminar. Two newcomers to the Edge, Nick Ralph and Chandler Pozwinski, have been attending the seminars and are happy with their progression.
The LinkedIn one, actually, I really thought was cool because I had a LinkedIn, but it was not strong at all. It was just my profile picture, a couple jobs and stuff that I have listed in there. That's pretty much it. But I learned a lot of stuff, how to build it up, and I think it's really important that they're doing this. I love the program so far.
It's something that they do with the Edge program. I know when you're in the Edge program, you get a student leader who is easier to talk to, and just to get if you're confused on anything about the Edge, you can talk to them. And they do you meet with them and you go over your resume with them as well.
One of these student leaders is Nicholas DiBendetto, who is the student ambassador for the Edge program.
And then the other presentations vary from, workplace dynamics, conflict resolution, crafting resumes, cover letters, networking, there's LinkedIn events.
Students are gaining knowledge they may not learn from their classes and are being prepared to face challenges in the real world.
World-renowned opera singer Ray Shanae is performing on St. Bonaventure's campus tonight. Nick Young's got some noteworthy insight into the upcoming recital and what a countertenor can really do.
Operatic stylings of Ray Shanae have entertained thousands in Europe, but he comes to SBU to sing a different tune, as well as some old classics. Shanae's new CD, Broadway, which he will be performing selections from tonight, contains both Broadway hits and opera classics. Playing piano for this concert is Laura Peterson, who mentioned SBU was fortunate Shanae could attend as a guest lecturer.
When could he get here? Because he's between shows right now, and it was going to be one of those things where we had to be a little bit flexible if he needed to cancel at the last moment or reschedule because of a role.
Shanae is able to hit the high notes you hear due to using his head voice. So basically, when you talk to, say, a kitten or a baby or a puppy, you're not going to talk to him like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Cat, how are you?" You're going to talk to him probably more like this.
"Hey, little guy."
That's head voice. Shanae has played both male and female roles in opera due to his extremely high countertenor range. To better explain the term countertenor, here's vocal director Kathy Black.
A male voice that sings where I sing as a soprano, or where an alto, a female alto would sing.
Shanae was a guest instructor this week for Kathy's various vocal students. Unfortunately, I was not able to conduct a formal interview with Ray Shanae due to his ill health and wanting to keep a voice for his upcoming concert. As a singer myself, I can relate. For SBU TV, I'm Nick Youngs.
Broadway will be performed tonight at 7 p.m. at the Quick Center for the Arts.
Have you ever thought your mother deserved an award for all she does? One of our very own reporters did, and now her mother has the title of New York State Mother of the Year. Paige O'Brien caught up with her mother, Jen O'Brien, to discuss the title and what it means to her.
Can you find more often than not in New York State a hockey arena like this one? And I'm here with Jennifer O'Brien, New York State Mother of the Year 2018. And she's here more often than not. And how would I know this? I'm her kid.
Hockey and my family go hand in hand. My mother is the executive director for the American Special Hockey Association, a not-for-profit that has over 2,000 special needs players who adore hockey. As both a parent and a coach, my mother has seen both sides of the glass when interacting with the kids on her team. When discussing this, she told me how these two aspects of her life have intertwined.
And a lot of times when we have coaches out there on the ice, coaches work and practice and practice and practice with their players. You see this happen. They do drill after drill after drill. What you're seeing right now is coaching. The coaches are going, do it again, do it again, do it again. Well, you kids always think us parents are nagging you. No, we're coaching you. We're coaching you to play your game the way you need to play so you can be your own champion. You don't have to live up to anything that I'm doing. We more or less want to be an example for you to do what it is that you want to do.
I spoke to Sabrina Wisher-DeWitt, the 2014 Montana State Mother of the Year, and a member of the committee who decides on who is to be named Mother of the Year. She told me that no specific qualities are needed to be named Mother of the Year, and that each mother must simply be an active member of her community and someone who works to benefit the mothers and children around her. Paige O'Brien, SBU TV.
The American Mothers Association has been around since 1935 and has been named the official sponsor of Mother's Day.
It's been 5 years since St. Bonaventure had a pep band playing at basketball games. With the return of the band this year, I asked students how they feel about bringing this tradition back.
1, 2, 1, 2.
That's the sound of St. Bonaventure's newest pep band. Students have been practicing to play at all the basketball games this 2018 to 2019 season. The idea was brought up by Bonaventure alumni who wanted to bring the band back. Kaylin Footy plays the flute and looks forward to being a part of the group.
I'm excited about being a part of something that used to be a tradition at St. Bonaventure and then faded out, and I'm excited to help restart it.
Even though she hasn't played trumpet in a while, Emily Palmer is still very excited to bring some pep to the games.
Because I haven't actually played trumpet in a band since 9th grade in high school, so it's been a couple solid years. So I'm really hoping that this will bring a new dimension of enthusiasm.
The band is being funded through an online donation page. The total cost for starting this band is $23,000, and so far the band has raised almost $18,000. What is band director Timothy Dyatt looking forward to accomplish this upcoming basketball season?
For this basketball season, I plan on creating a startup group for the pep band. We're just starting out, and we're hoping that this is going to give us a great foothold into the future seasons of basketball here at St. Bonaventure.
You can listen to the pep band rock the Riley Center today at the men and women's exhibition games and throughout the rest of the basketball season. You know, just listening to their music makes me excited for the basketball season. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for the basketball season. I think it's time for us to kick it over to Rob with sports.
Thanks, guys, and welcome to SBU TV Sports. I'm Robert Barbieri. The St. Bonaventure men's soccer team is eliminated from playoff contention after falling to VCU Wednesday night. It was an effort that just came up one game short for the Bonnies.
The Bonnies were in must-win mode when they took the field against Duquesne last weekend. A goal with 38 seconds left kept the playoff dream alive until a meeting with VCU Wednesday. Sophomore Nicola Bonzo scored his second goal of the season, but it was not enough as the St. Bonaventure University men's soccer team fell to VCU on the road to close out the 2018 season.
Bonnies basketball is back. The men's and women's team will face off against the Alfred Saxons tonight in what is the final tune-up game before the regular season. The women play at 5 and the men play at 7 in the Riley Center. A hustler on the court and a down-to-earth guy off it. Senior Ladarian Griffin sat down with SBU TV Sports in our first player profile.
We want to get to know you personally, LD. I feel like you're a very interesting guy. What do you listen to before the game? What gets you in the LD monster mode? What gets you there?
I don't know. I like a lot of different artists, for instance, Drake, NBA Youngboy. I don't know, just a lot of music, a lot of different. I'm a fan of a lot of different kind of music. So just whatever comes up on the shuffle, that can usually get me going. I'm kind of self-motivated when it comes to the game.
Do you have a specific song that you have to play, or?
Man, nah, just something like extra physical, Just gotta get upset. So when you go up there, you just kind of like, all right, I gotta take this frustration out. I gotta play extra hard,
What do you do before the game? Take us through, it's game day, playing Alfred. What are you gonna do?
I do have the same playlist. I play the same playlist. I call my dad. I pray with my dad before every game. And I just think, those are probably the two major things that I probably do every game that will never change.
Last year on a harsh, a sad note, unfortunately your grandfather passed away. He was very close and dear to you.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you last year? Having the season that you had, most improved player, going in the NCAA tournament. What did he mean to you as far as your basketball career and how you grew up?
My grandma too. The crazy thing about it was I lost both of them in the same year in about 3-4 months span. Before the season and then going right into this early into the season. But for me, having that season is just it was like for my dad, for him to lose both his parents in such a short span, and for me for all the hard work that he's done and put into me, it just felt good. The award mostly was for him. I never really enjoyed it. It still hasn't sunk in that I won the award last year. It's more of it's something that can, bring some joy to him. But as for my grandfather, in my athletic career. It's just he's all like. It's been we had hard times, but like with my family. But like whenever I need anything, like when it came like money to play a certain game or just him just checking up on us, he was always there. He was always talking to my dad, and talking to me, and it was just kind of one of those things that losing him, it was a rough time, but like I just knew that whenever I was out there playing, that he was there with me.
Talk about your growing up in Jacksonville. What was that like?
A lot of hot summers, a lot of warm winters. I didn't really know it was summer all year, like, so that was cool. But I mean, sports was huge down there. I mean, Jacksonville, we weren't that good growing up, but it was like it was a lot of good memories. Met a lot of great people. Love my city. Like this is one of those things that you always hold dear to your heart.
Step away from Bonaventure. Who is Ladarian Griffin? What makes you as a person? Take away basketball. We know you love basketball. We know you're gonna give it your all on the court.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who you want people to know who you are?
I'm just me. Like I just enjoy living life. Try to make other people's days better. Never try not to get too down on myself. Just make sure never not to be too big. Not never, but don't be too big for anyone. Enjoy talking to people. Enjoy meeting new things, new people. I think the biggest thing for me, who I am, is just someone that loves people, that enjoys just being a college student, enjoy being a kid, like big kid.
Darian, thank you for being the first player on the Player Profile. I'm Robert Barbieri, and thanks for tuning in.
Last Saturday, the cross-country team placed last out of the 14 teams in the Atlantic 10 Championship. Dayton took first place, while LaSalle and St. Louis were the runner-ups. Junior William Delaney hit his career best time on the 5-mile course at 27 minutes and 25 seconds. This is the closest time to former Bonners runner Joe Fernicich, who ran 26 minutes and 47 seconds in 2015.
That's all from sports. Tossing it over to you, Sean and Aaron.
Thanks, Rob, and thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Make sure to stay updated with all things SBU TV by following our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages.
We'll see you next Friday at 10 a.m. Have a great weekend.